Hey everybody, this is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shadetree Pro. Now, one of my followers, he asked me to do a "What's in the Bag." So today I'm gonna give you an idea of the clubs that I play, and and I really like my set. Now, one thing about me, I do play. My clubs are a little heavier, so they're somewhere right. Some D4 and some are even up to around the D5 D6. I like my shorter irons to be a little bit heavier. That's something that I do. But the actual clubs that I play, and I went to these actually when one of my guys was getting tested, and he was hitting some clubs, and he started hitting these Mizunos, and I'd never hit Mizunos before, as far as just playing or something, like that. So he was hitting these Tour JPX 921s. And dude, when I start hitting those, oh my God, I was just the trajectory, the ball flight, the sound, which you all heard me hit the ball on my page here. The sound, everything about the clubs, I just absolutely love. So I've got in my bag, I've got gap wedge through the Mizunos through 4-iron. Sometime I replace my 4-iron with these Ideal Pros by Adams. I just absolutely love these things. I mean, it's very, very hard to get these out of my bag. So, but I do go back and forth between the Adams Ideal Pro and the 4-iron. I do move those depending on what course that I'm playing. But I like that. Now, I'm still one of those type of guys that if the clubs are good, then I don't care what year they are that I play them. Now, my 3-wood, for an example, my 3-wood is the old Rocket Ball 2, RBZ2. I don't know, man. I just love hitting it. It's you know how hard it is to find a good 3-wood, but this 3-wood has been with me for a while. I've busted some faces on a few of them, but I absolutely love hitting this 3-wood. That's one of my go-to clubs. Now, I used to play TaylorMade drivers a lot, but when I first got introduced to the Ping, and I think it was the Ping 425, I had that, and with a nice tinsy orange shaft. But then I ended up getting this Ping G430. Now, let me tell you about this thing. Now, the head seems a little smaller, and I tell you what, when I first started hitting it, I was just a little bit, I was like, it's okay. I didn't seem like it was doing much better than my 425. Until my boy, Joey Steels, he went out and he got me this shaft, and he got this shaft, it's the USTA, and it's called the Ling shaft. I'd never heard of it before. But one day when he and I was out playing, and I saw this boy, he was just striping it. And I said, man, let me check that shaft out, see what you got. So I saw it, and I said, man, get me one of those. So he went to the people, and he ended up getting his coach one of these. Now, he brought it to me raw, was perfect, because when I used to do my own club work, I always had a way that I got my clubs fit, especially with my driver, to stop the wavering of the shaft. I always cut a little piece off towards the end of the shaft just to make it a little stiffer down towards the tip. And I tell you what, I really, really love hitting this Ping driver. I mean, it is absolutely a phenomenal club, and I see why people like it so much. Now, at first, I thought, okay, it wasn't spinning enough, and the ball was just coming out kind of flat-like. But maybe that was a little bit more me. Maybe it was the shaft that I had in it, because once I put this shaft in, it was over. And I had my boy Joey sitting here watching me hit this the other day. Man, he was just like, wow, pro. He's like, man, that's too good. So I really, really like that. Now, another thing that I have is my putter. Now, my putter, and I don't do a whole lot of switching of putters, but this is the Odyssey, the 2-ball putter. I just like Odyssey. I like the inserts. I mean, some of the putters, like I used to putt with the old Rossi 1. Now, that Rossi 1 putter, I absolutely just wore the face out of it. And one of my boys back home, Scott Perry, boy, he hated that putter. He wanted to break that putter in half because I made everything I looked at. And, and I still do a pretty good job of making putts right now. That ain't one of my problems. But I do like the 2-ball putter. Now, I will go back. Now, I got a Scotty Cameron, one of the old Futura putters. Now, I will pull that thing out, too, because, man, I really like putting with that. I roll with that. But this putter right here, the 2-ball putter, it is definitely my go-to. Really, really like that. But if there is a magic club in my bag, the one that just seems to never let me down, is this old XR by Callaway. This club is a 16 degree. I mean, I can hit this thing range from 250 to 270, depending on, what it is. But I absolutely can knock the brakes out of this thing. But this is one of my favorite clubs in the bag. And you can see I have just beat the face on this thing. So I try to not to hit it too much because, like I said, I've even cracked faces on hybrids. And I really, really don't want to lose this club. But maybe can find another one if it does. But this is my baby right here. This goes, everything in the bag goes around this. So that's one of those. But now back to wedges. Now the wedges that I use, and I've always used, is Cleveland. I mean, it's everything to me is about the Cleveland wedge. I mean, I know there's other wedges out there, but I've never put a wedge down on the ground that absolutely just makes me feel confident. And let me see. I started out with Cleveland with the 588, the old Chrome 588. I remember, basically, I used to sell CDs, and I got rid of enough CDs to get a wedge. Now, this might be a few minutes ago, but I ended up getting that Cleveland 588 wedge. I think it was around $69, and I thought that was a lot of money at the time. Now wedges really, really cost a lot of money. But I use a 58 degree, and and I use it around the green for various shots, out of the bunkers and all. It's got the Dynamic Gold Tour S400 shaft in it. Like I said, I like the stiffer shaft in my clubs. Now, with my my irons, I use the KBS 120s, but I do have inside the tip here. I've got weight down inside the tip, just to get the clubs to the weight that I want. And for the grips, I've always, for quite some time, for a bunch of years here, I've always used the Lampkin oversized, crossfire grips? Yeah, that's what it is. Crossline grips. I've used these for quite a long, long time and whatever. So that's just, the clubs that I use. And like I said, you can see here, they get a lot of good use. I've put some good wear into them. But they're definitely, a very, very good club. So like I said, I've used these now for right around a year. First time I ever used Mizuno's. I was a big Callaway guy. I used Callaway for years and years and years. But I just put these in my hand, and they were just phenomenal. So, but that's the clubs that I use. And like I say, whatever clubs you use out there, just make sure you got the proper information to be able to swing them to get the best out of your game. This is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shadetree Pro, and this is what's in the bag, and always good golfing.